Let's talk Womentalk. Jasmine is a Singapore shooter and a veteran of 2 Olympic Games. What started off as an activity in school has now transformed into an integral part of her life. Despite her 13 years of experience as a shooter, Jasmine still finds herself learning new lessons and gaining new perspectives after every competition. She shares with me what it takes to be a professional athlete and how her passion is as strong as it has ever been. Jasmine, thank you so much for allowing us to interview you.
No problem, Denise.
I mean, you have such an illustrious career, and of course I just found out that you have been shooting since you were 13. Can you tell us how you got into the sport?
So, at 13 years old, when you enter a new secondary school, you're supposed to pick a co-curricular activities, right? So back then, my sister was in the same school as me. She was in the shooting club. She always attend competitions and come back with trophies and medals and display them in my cupboard. And I have the cupboard that I share with her, but it's just filled with her things. And I'm thinking like, okay, maybe one day I can get the same. So I joined and I picked up the sport.
From a CCA to becoming a pro athlete, I mean, this must have been quite a journey. Can you tell us how that transcended?
I've never thought to myself that I would become a pro athlete, but I remember when I was 15 years old, I had a diary. At 15 years old, I had this thought like, since I'm in the national team, and I really want to go better and beyond just shooting at national level competitions, I wrote this diary book. I named it Road to Olympics.
Wow!
And throughout my secondary school journey, my JC, my university, I trained really hard. I go for international competitions, represented Singapore and got some medals back here and there. Then the decision came only after London Olympics.
Well, London happened while you were studying, right?
London happened while I was still in the university, yeah. So I was thinking that maybe after I graduate, I will go out there and work and just shooting take a back seat. But then I couldn't help myself. I think the love for my sport is so big and great that I just cannot live without it. So here I am now, training 5 to 6 times a week.
Wow.
Traveling overseas for my training camps and competitions, mostly for competitions, and honestly, I don't regret.
What is some of the biggest highs and lows for you in your career?
When I was young, it was the Asian Games, my sister and my good friend. 4 years later, at 20 years old, I won my Commonwealth Games medals. It was my Commonwealth Games debut. And then later on, I won another Commonwealth Games medal, and here and there I won international medals. And last year and this year, I started winning at World Cups. So this year I actually qualified for World Cup finals for both events. World Cup finals is a separate competition that I always wanted to go.
Right.
Because only the top 8 athletes get selected. And I'm going in October, so I'm like really pleased with myself.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh. And what are some of the lowest points in your career, and how did you overcome them?
The World Cups that I did not qualify for Rio, and Rio itself. Rio itself is enough to kill.
What do you feel at Rio? I mean, what was it that was going through your mind when you were at Rio?
During the match, but there were times whereby I felt like my body can't listen to my mind can't listen to my body, or they just don't click. And that's how my scores weren't excellent. It was like the biggest disappointment of my life in Rio. And I took like maybe 3 months before I healed myself.
Did Rio, I mean, not doing well in Rio, was that a kind of a turning point in your career for you, the way you approached the sport? Did anything change?
Yes, like you get more open. Like you have already been through such disappointment. What more can you go through?
It's like you've gone all the way already.
It's like the lowest. When you're at the lowest, the only next available direction is up.
Exactly. And you said it took you 3 months to recover from it.
Yeah.
How do you recover from something like that?
I gave myself 3 months break. Like I did many other things, not shooting. Then I realized no, my hands are itching. I want to touch my rifle. I want to touch my bullets. I want to go back to the range and let's see how's the next journey like.
Oh. How did it feel like coming back to training after taking that 3-month break?
I don't give myself so much pressure and expectation to perform. Instead, I concentrate on the process, every single bit of things that I need to do, and it just gets easier.
Do you think that kind of changed you as a shooter, not just mentally, but also in the manifestation of the skill?
Because the way you think is different, the things you do will also be different. Right now, I strike a balance between training and resting, and then my skill also improves because when I'm refreshed, I get to feel better, and I have more time to think about where else I need to improve on instead of just focusing on shooting out my best.
What did Rio teach you? I mean, what actually, not just Rio, what do these disappointments, you know, the frustration, what does that teach you? And how have you grown as an athlete and as a person?
The greatest lesson is that when one door closes, another one will open up, and failures are bound to happen in every aspect of your life. You cannot get it like, you cannot get perfection, even though you crave for perfection, like how I did.
It's not easy, obviously, to be a pro athlete in Singapore. I mean, you have more people now becoming pro athletes, but it's still a relatively new concept, right? How did your parents and your family react to this? And, you know, I mean, how did they manage that decision as well together with you?
I'm very fortunate, and I'm very thankful to my family because they are there for me all the time. And partly also because my sister was an ex-shooter, so she understands the demands of it. And when she knows that there is this scheme coming up, the SPAC scholarship scheme for me to turn pro, and she was like, just go for it and go and give it a try, because if you don't now, then when can you?
How important is it for a family to support somebody going pro?
It's probably like the most important thing, because whenever you are not doing well, you really want someone beside you to comfort you. Their encouragement is like the most important ones.
What do you want to say to your family?
I think I'm actually very thankful because they have been with me right from the start. My sister was with me, and until today, my cousin's actually shooting next door. Aww. So she's there, and so my cousin was like inspired by me to take up the sport, and now she's like in the national team. And I'm really thankful for all of them, like my aunties, my uncles. My auntie's the one who made this scrapbook.
Like, what does with this book, what does it mean to you, and when you look at it?
I actually flip through everything and have a good look, and I can remember the times whereby we competed in the different competitions that we go in, and it is really memorable. Like this one here, this is the Asian Games, Doha Asian Games in 2006 that I participated in. My first games. It's an Asian Games, not a SEA Games.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was 16, my sister and my teammate, we won the team silver.
Wow, okay.
This is the 2009 Laos SEA Games. I came here with my first 50 meter, my only 50 meter gold medal in SEA Games.
How would you encourage someone who's thinking about turning pro, or who wants to be an athlete, you know, one day as a career?
It's gonna be a long journey, and it's not a 1-2 years thing. It is spending your life, or the next few years of your life, doing things repetitively. If you are willing to accept any consequence that will arise from you turning pro, consequence like going through a very bad competitions, picking up from that, or after winning a competition, you got to know that you need to stay humble, and you got to be prepared to invest your time in it. And if you are sure of that, then go for it, because we don't get many chances.
What has shooting taught you?
Shooting teaches me many life skills that makes me a better person. Determination, confidence when you approach things, confidence when you speak to other people. These are the things that you can't go for the class and learn that from people. You can only learn it from your own experience. All the different soft skills that you need in your life, you can learn it from sports, not just shooting. And it's just amazing how sports can have an impact in our daily lives.
When you look back on your journey, right, were there any point in time when you said, you know what, I'm done?
I loved it so much. I've never had a single day where I wanted to quit. The only time was after Rio, I said, okay, I'll give myself a 3 months break, but not quitting. Yeah.
There's a very deep, intense love for the sport.
It is, and it's addictive.
Oh, how is it addictive?
Like I said, my hands are feeling itchy and they want to touch the rifle and put the bullet and shoot.
And just get to that target, right? Well, Jasmine, this has been really quite an awesome interview. I just wanted to ask you, what is empowerment for you?
Passion. If you don't love it and if you don't like it, then you won't find out what's the next step. I think excelling is all about going further than you need to and you want to. And passion is what brings you there. Passion is why you are here.
And why we're having this great conversation with you. Well, thank you so much, Jasmine. I mean, just witnessing you for an hour, what you've got to go through the sport and just kneeling there and holding that rifle. Obviously, we can't feel your pain. We can film it, we can't feel it. And I mean, I really admire, because I'm sure, you know, dealing like disappointment after disappointment is really not easy. And how you've come up from it, I think that's really, truly admirable. And I wish you all the very best. And I can't wait to, you know, continue to follow your illustrious career and wherever you're going to bring the sport, or even wherever you're going to end up. And we wish you all the best. Jasmine believes that when one door closes, another opens. Having met her fair share of triumphs and disappointments, she has learned to embrace them as part of her journey in becoming a better person and athlete. Jasmine sets her sights on her next target and will always do Singapore proud. She shows us that sometimes it's only through the difficult moments in our life that the best of us shines through.